Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Eurovision 2017 live stream. Hello, Matthias, how you doing? I am here, I'm just sorting some stuff out. Hello. Oh, I don't know how to pronounce your name. Zailkir. Zailkir? Where does that come from? Can you both hear me okay? I can't quite decide whether my audio levels are right or not. The problem is that I'm wearing headphones so that I can watch Eurovision on TV whilst broadcasting. And that means it's quite difficult to tell how loudly I'm speaking because all I can hear is me in my own head. If everything's fine, I will leave it as it is. I don't want to fiddle too much tonight because I've got windows and screens all over the place. I usually do this on Twitter. For some reason, somebody's decided, that I should do it on a live stream this year, so that's going to be good. I don't know what the lag is going to be like. I'm going to try my best to commentate along with things that are going on in Eurovision. But obviously I'm streaming Eurovision over Wi-Fi while broadcasting to you lot over Wi-Fi, while broadcasting over OBS, which has latency anyway, and then my audio is going through my spiffy new phantom power box thing, and woof, it's all going to be a bit crazy. I realised actually, I don't think I did this last year, and I definitely didn't do it the year before. Is it honestly 3 years since I last did Eurovision? And you all still remember me doing it? Whew. High expectations alert. Anyway, 12 of you now. Hello and welcome. Just here for a bit of a chat really, and a bit of a laugh. If you're anything like me, a lot of people out there who don't really like Eurovision, and they'll try and organise anything on the night of Eurovision so that you don't go, hey, come over and watch it. But not this year. This year I'm doing it properly. If you're here and you don't have a clue what Eurovision is, it is the Eurovision Song Contest tonight. 26 countries in Europe, loosely in Europe, will be competing for a prize that nobody really wants. But it's a really good laugh because it's usually seriously camp. And in the UK, it's become a bit of an institution because we always have somebody who does really sarcastic commentary over the top of it. This year, that is me. I hope you're all tuned in and you've got snacks. Tell your friends. It's going to be a bit of a laugh, this, I think. The actual broadcast on BBC One in the UK starts at 8 o'clock tonight. I'm sure that if you search, you can find BBC One somewhere, or indeed any number of streams on the basis that I think something like 43 countries took part this year. 26 of them have got through to the final. But all 43 get to vote, so the voting bit just gets really ridiculously crazy. Anyway, Eurovision aside, we're all here for a bit of a laugh anyway, aren't we? Saturday night. Let's go crazy. Yeah, what can I say? Just tell people. If you follow the Eurovision hashtag on Twitter, well, actually don't because it'll just crash your feed, but there'll be plenty of people on there explaining what's going on. I will be trying very hard to keep up with all of it If it all goes horribly wrong, then yeah. As Stupendous M says, Australia was invited last year and they're back again this year. So, yeah, that very European country of Australia. It's funny you should mention playing the Eurovision jingle on the flute. Oh, spoiler. In case you're wondering, I can't actually stream the broadcast live. It will just get removed straight off the air. So what I am doing instead is just putting a little graphic up. I did think about playing a game while I was watching it, but my goodness me, that's going to get really confusing. So it's a Eurovision only night tonight. If you're expecting any games, you're going to be a bit disappointed, sorry. I've asked a few people to show up, but I don't really expect the fun to begin until about 8 o'clock when the broadcast starts. I just wanted to get things going so that you all knew that it was definitely on and I could check that things were working and all that kind of thing. So if you need to go and get a cup of tea or some cheesy snacks or a pizza or a full Chinese takeaway or indeed anything else, you've got time to do it. In the meantime, just say hello to each other, wave. Things will start warming up later tonight. Forgive me if you hear any crashing and banging about. Some of that will be me just trying to get stuff sorted. Some of it will be me accidentally banging things around. And some of it will be my upstairs neighbours. I have a much more sensitive microphone tonight. I must admit, I'm already not getting on with it very well. But for tonight, it's what I'm using. And it picks up all kinds of rubbish. So if you hear any thumping and you hear me getting angry, it's them. I'm hoping that they'll just sit and watch Eurovision, just like the rest of us. I don't know what a little spicy cheese slice is, but I know that I want at least 3 of them. In case anybody's wondering, and of course you are, I've got Cheetos. Cheetos Puffs, complete with monosodium glutamate. They're flaming hot flavour. They're all of 69 calories a bag, which means I can eat 3 bags. But I have to be careful how close I do it to the microphone because you'll be able to hear every little bit of me eating, which I know that some of you actually really like, you strange, strange people. Yeah, in terms of the microphone, I've picked up a Rode NT1A, set it up this morning, but my God, it's really, really high level, high pitch audio. It doesn't really pick up lower tones particularly well, and as a result, it's very sibilant. All my S's and stuff are coming out far too strong. So I'm going to give it a bit of a trial, and if I decide that it's just getting on my nerves, and even after going through EQ and stuff at the end of the broadcast, it still sounds like that, I am going to switch it out for the next model up. It's got to be better than what I had before, though. In fairness, it really has. It's also on a better stand. I really feel like I'm broadcasting here. I already have a pop filter. Unfortunately, it's not that kind of problem. It's actually with the microphone itself and the levels of things that it picks up. Good evening. If you've just joined us, we're just waiting for the BBC One broadcast to get started. Why don't you let me know what country you're in? I think that Eurovision chat and the YouTube chat allows you to put your country's flag into the box. I could be wrong, but this has got so many emoji thingies. I would have thought that flags would be in there somewhere. If not, then I'm really very disappointed. Look, I've got some musical notes though. Got some musical notes. Also, if you need the toilet, now is the time to go. Indeed, if you need to get a drink, I should probably issue a warning that this is going to get really silly. And let's all wave a little flag. There we go. Don't forget that things like this are nothing without you. Nothing without you. They really genuinely aren't. And therefore, gonna need you to have a chat with each other. Oh, a friend of my neighbour's has just shown up, so no doubt they're having some sort of Eurovision party. Well, what they should be doing is listening to me. Eurovision is indeed all about the silly, which is just as well. I do think there are people dropping in expecting that Eurovision livestream is going to be me playing games. Got really, really, really bad news for you on that one. I'm sure none of you are going to be guilty of this, but I just want to say no racist, xenophobic, unpleasant comments. I don't really have viewers like that, but you never know who will drop in. Anything like that will be immediately removed and reported. If you're new to the chat, please do introduce yourselves. We're just waiting for things to get going here. It's another 5 minutes. Some of you will be watching the end of Doctor Who. Will I be singing as well? Well, let's face it. That kind of happens without me planning it, so I imagine it is entirely possible that I might well sing. This is your first Eurovision, my goodness me, good luck with that. Some of us have been watching it for longer than I dare think about. don't think of it as being a song contest. If you try and do that, it all goes very wrong. The moment you appreciate that it isn't actually a serious song contest is the moment when your brain starts coming round to the idea. Goodness me, we've got a number of people for whom this is their first Eurovision Song Contest. Good grief. I almost feel like saying to you that you should experience one without me talking over it first, but equally I'd lose 3 or 4 viewers if I did that, and that's no use. I like the way that there are a few people sort of dropping in and out. They're sort of tuning in and going, I don't know what this rubbish is, and then they're disappearing again. Well, they're going to miss out in some way or another. I'm not sure if it airs in the USA, but it's on BBC One in the UK. I don't believe for a moment that you couldn't find that somewhere. It might well air somewhere. It might well stream. Eurovision themselves might well stream it, I imagine. Maybe not. Yeah, I agree with Chronicler Wolfram here that, you're not watching in the same way that you're not listening to a song contest here. It's just crazy. For anybody who doesn't know the way that this works, Eurovision is a simultaneous broadcast across all 43 countries that took part in some way, possibly even more countries than that. And as a result, there will be moments where it all gets a bit awkward because they're all going to advert breaks. But in the middle, between the singing, I use that term loosely, and the voting, I also use that term loosely, there's always like a big halftime show. It's like Europe's version of the Super Bowl halftime show. And it's usually something either utterly brilliant or utterly dreadful. And really people just tune in to work out which one. There will be many, many, many half-baked dance steps. The country-specific costumes tends to just be Russia, actually, largely. Oh, we've reached 20 viewers. Hello, everybody. Do introduce yourselves. We want to know which country you're from. And people are talking about what their first Eurovision experience was, as I've discovered that a number of people have never seen it before. Good luck with that. Please don't post any links to streams or anything. It should be reasonably easy to find if it is on YouTube. I hear the official Eurovision stream has just started. Eurovision klaxon! The BBC stream is just starting for me. As I said to the people who were here earlier, I've got a stream running over Wi-Fi on my tablet, a stream running to you lot through OBS onto YouTube, and audio running through an external source. So it's very possible that anything that I do won't be in time with what's actually going on. But let's see. Here comes the official Eurovision theme. Later. For anybody who is unfamiliar with the UK broadcast of this, Terry Wogan used to do a commentary which was incredibly sarcastic, and really that's the only reason why anybody ever watched it. He was replaced with Graham Norton, who is almost as good. And I should tell you that I've never done this before and never done it live. Normally I do a stream over Twitter. If you are still on Doctor Who or still on anything that is not Graham Norton's opening commentary, then you are well behind. You need to restart. But let's face it, there's going to be a lot of that tonight. It's going to be very loose, isn't it? It's not a recorder. I'll have you know. It's an Irish whistle, which sounds like a recorder. Anyway, there's a lot of throwing balls around. Balls appears to be the theme of this year's Eurovision. If that doesn't play very nicely into my hands, I don't know what does. The screen should not be black, or rather it should be black with my logo on it. I can't stream the actual show. I must make that very clear. I can't stream the actual show. I can only stream audio with one or two other things that will be going on. The opening is usually pretty dramatic and pretty exciting. That's a lot of lights. I'm already having a seizure. Oh God. I'm just going to let Graham Norton explain how the voting works. He can do it better than me. It looks like they're going to be introducing the contestants first this year. I'm sure they don't normally do that. What it will do is give away the running order if you've not already looked it up. The UK, I believe, are third from the end this time. What you will notice when the UK come on is our production values are so much higher than everybody else's. Even if our song isn't. I've not heard this year's song. I've managed to avoid it. I'm not quite sure how, but I have. So, yeah, you do need to tune into Eurovision separately. I cannot broadcast Eurovision. Yeah, we're having a little sort of opening ceremony here. Normally it's the two presenters who come on and make idiots of themselves, but this year, bit different. There's a lot of glitter, even more than usual. Oh, exploding things, exploding glitter and balls. I don't know what more you could want. Glitter and balls? If that's not Eurovision, I don't know what is. You have to bear in mind as well, if you're making comments to me, we're on a delay here. That's not deliberate, that's just the internet. Azerbaijan looks dead scary. Blimey, what's that going to be? Croatia is like a kind of Luciano Pavarotti in leather and trainers. That's going to get good. There's Australia. Australia is not in Europe. You may be reminded of that at least 17 times tonight. If you're watching Eurovision for the first time, this is actually quite unusual for all of the contestants to be introduced and a man with a weird mask to come on. I think I'm slightly behind you because the UK have just come on for me. Woohoo! No matter how bad we are, I always cheer. Even for Gemini. Hello to everybody who's joined. Hello to Timo Warner. Canada not in this because you're not in Europe. Didn't stop Australia, but hey. If you know nothing at all about Eurovision, I will be doing my best to educate you during the evening. You will see all of the groups of contestants sitting in little pods this year by the looks of things. They're normally backstage, but not this time around. Not sure who the novelty act is this year. I didn't watch the semi-finals. I believe if you need a stream, because I cannot stream it, I must make that clear again tonight for people turning up, I cannot stream this. You're going to have a stream and me. I believe it is being streamed on YouTube. Failing that, it's on BBC One in the UK. I'm not suggesting that you go off and find BBC One, but it is there. So they've got all the contestants in balls. All the teams are in balls. There are balls everywhere. It's balls. Which is pretty much the opinion that you'll have of it by the end of the evening. Now, the hosts are always an interesting thing. There's always a man and a woman, but this year, there are 3. Fantastic. Well done, Ukraine. That's great. Normally we have some very cringe-worthy stuff going on between a bloke and a woman, but not this year. And I am Jenny. Yes, I am Jenny. Oh, it's going to be disco. Disco balls. Tonight, I want you all to score as we go along. Give your opinions as we go along as to who you think is going to win. I'm sure you won't be able to resist giving opinions on how people are dressed and the quality of their singing. Bring it on. Welcome to any new people joining us. This is a slightly unusual one tonight. Normally I would do a text live stream on Twitter. Instead, I will be doing a live stream largely just to try out my new microphone. Unfortunately, due to lag, I'm trying to watch the stream and broadcast my stream and chat to you and do my audio all at the same time. So we're just going to have to live with that. They need your love, people. As you can see, there are an awful lot of people in there. This thing is huge, and even countries that don't really have any money like to win it and host it. Don't forget, your vote won't count and you may be charged. If you try and vote on here, you're an idiot. Do an explanation of the voting for people who don't know. Used to just be national juries and they'd ring in and give us their voting. Now it's half national jury and half the public. It used to be all the public for a little while, and then everybody realised that it was being done politically and not for the song. Because what else are you going to do? So, here we go. On my stream, we are getting going here. The first act is Israel. Awesome, my graphics are working. Get in. I'm way behind you lot, though. Apologies. Oh, this is very upbeat and happy by Israel, isn't it? Apologies, as I say, tonight we have to kind of just deal with the fact that the streams are going to be out, so if I'm behind you, I can only apologise. This guy's clearly been in the gym as opposed to having singing lessons. Well, this is bloody awful, isn't it? What an opening. However, if anybody's ever been to a rave, I feel alive as well. I don't think it's for the same reasons that you do, to be honest. I hope you're all jumping up and down, though. Outspan's had a fantastic idea that if you pause the official Eurovision stream, you can actually make it in line with me. Brilliant. Why would you not do that? I think everybody's going to have forgotten this song by the end. Except for Israel, maybe. If this is your first Eurovision, it does get better. It's also mandatory that all entries have some sort of crazy, like, Turkish pipe / accordion madness going on, I should mention. Unfortunately, chaps, I think I am way, way, way behind you. There is nothing I can do about that, unfortunately. However, we move on now to Poland. Whoops, I just moved on to Belarus. Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa. It's just typical, isn't it? There's automatically a problem with my stream. Ah. Go back, go back, go back. I don't know what's going on there. Pause now, pause. Okay, Poland is just starting for me. However, don't forget it's taking me a few seconds to broadcast to you. Now that's a dress. The obligatory violinist, of course, is here. This entry is fairly seriously mid-90s Celine Dion for me. I tell you what, she must be cold standing in that draft. A lot of people making comments about strobe lighting and whatnot. Yep, that's Eurovision. This is all a bit aggro, isn't it? There's giant animals. Are they going to attack? My god, that would be fun. Oh, the animals are on the run. Oh my god. We're all going to die. A few more rules for you if you're not familiar with Eurovision, actually. 3-minute songs. Must be performed live. They seem to have gone off having a live orchestra, which is really annoying. You are right. This does sound like a James Bond opening song. A really bad James Bond opening song. That was a nice instantly forgettable track there. Thank you, Poland. That's great. Bit of a spoiler, then, that the next country, as you may have guessed, is this one. It's Belarus. No, that's Austria. I'm terribly sorry. I do seem to be having some problems here with my video. I even rehearsed this earlier, and it's all going horribly wrong. Because it doesn't seem to want to stop when I want it to stop. That's really not helpful. Such spoilers. I'm just trying to get it back. I'm trying to get it back. And I can't get it back. Jump backwards. Right. No chance of you doing what I need you to do now. That would be great. Oh, now you've gone all funny. Don't go all funny. Anyway, it's Belarus. Occasionally there are singing choirs with lyrics praising the virtues of something. It's not generally the EU. In fact, none of the songs ever mention the EU. Hey, 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 hey. The universal language of hey. Because we don't understand the rest of the song. Songs sung in English do tend to do better. If that boat does take off, I'm going to be so excited. Tell you that now. Hey, 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 hey. If you've just joined us, and not a lot of people are joining us, just like to let you know that my stream is behind because I cannot stream the Eurovision stream and I am behind. So I think it's a delay of about 20 seconds or 30 seconds, something like that. If you are watching on YouTube, you can pause the Eurovision stream for a little while and sync me with Eurovision. Outspan's actually sorted it out. There we go. We were 105 out. I can only apologise for that, but hey, it is correctable. Belarus apparently very popular on Twitter. Very weird. But hey, hey, hey. I'm super disappointed that that boat didn't just fly off. Super disappointed. My God. Right, I'm going to try and stop this on Austria. Stop! 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 Now, stop on Austria. Otherwise I'm going to get mad. Weirdly enough, Austria, into their extreme sports, I was actually looking up inline skates earlier. That's a little odd. And I've bought a new microphone. Right, Austria have got a win. The only thing I haven't done that Austria have done today is spray painted things. I hope you're all clicking along. I was kind of hoping he would fall off the moon there, but never mind. To anybody just joining us, this stream is approximately 1 minute behind the actual official Eurovision stream. However, please join us and chat. I don't care if you're ahead of me particularly. You'll just have to cope with the fact that I'm a little bit behind. It's just as well, actually, that the songs are only 3 minutes long, or we would be here all night. Timo, are you not able to find a BBC One stream anywhere? There's usually somebody. Or could you use a proxy to hide your location, maybe? More haze in this one. I tell you what, if the first 3 songs are anything to go by tonight, it's not going to be a great one, is it? We have had a couple of years where suddenly they were all really good songs. This year, however, will it give the UK a chance? That's the question. Okay, it's on to Armenia, if I can get this right. There it is. Very bright flag, Armenia. Lovely. Okay, I've got a slightly better stream here, so I'm gonna try and log into that so that I can at least be vaguely close to you lot, in a manner of speaking. We can barely see the Armenian woman. In fact, the whole thing looks like one of those Morrowind dungeon things. I can't think what they are. You know, the pink ones. Just switching my Bluetooth up here. Whoop. Hang on a minute. That's not right. Nope, that's coming through my speakers. That's really not helpful. You'll just have to bear with me for a moment, folks. I'm just trying to get the audio from this stream through my headphones. Why the hell I would want the audio from anything coming through my headphones tonight is another matter. Right, everything's frozen for me now. This is brilliant. Do excuse me for a second while I go to my backup stuff. Right, I'm hoping that I might now be with you. So let's move on to the Netherlands. Okay, the Netherlands. Hello to the Netherlands, which appears to be Wilson Phillips. Welcome. If you've just joined us, do introduce yourselves, please. We want to know which country you're from. Which entry do you like the most so far? It's all been pretty awful, not gonna lie. We're all just here for a bit of a chat, but if they're not Wilson Phillips, I will eat my hat. I'm hoping that I'm now less than a minute behind you. There will still be a bit of lag, it's kind of inevitable, but this, I think, is much further ahead. I tell you what, her dress. Put it away, love. Seriously. I can only hope that you'll stop singing soon, but never mind, eh? I really, really hope that you're all waving flags as much as the audience is. I hope you made a flag. For each country. Or maybe one with Gameplay Jenny on it. Oh, well, it's always good that somebody can at least sing, sort of. It's a start. I believe, folks, I am now probably only about 10 seconds behind you, so hopefully the comments will start making sense. Do you think I should enter Eurovision? I think that's a very good idea. Maybe I'll bring my recorder. It's not a recorder. How dare you? Or something. If you've just joined us, welcome to the Eurovision live stream. Normally I do this on Twitter, but we thought it would be more fun to have a live chat this year, with some dubious comments and some playing from me. I cannot stream the actual stream, so I believe I'm roughly 10 to 12 seconds behind you all. But it's fine. Let's all do some Russian dancing. And eat cheesy snacks. I can play the violin as well, so maybe if I go on and sing reasonably badly, play the violin and my little whistle, it's a winner, it's a winner. I also like the live chat better than Twitter, Timo. Thank you for saying that. With Twitter, it's always very difficult to know who's out there, but at least I do know that some of you are out there and it's fun. We're on to Moldova next. Here we go with the Moldova flag. If you've just dropped in, do say hello. The chat is nothing without people chatting. Have they got a saxophone? That would be fun. I've got a saxophone as well. If I just go on stage with my violin and my whistle and my saxophone, and I become Epic Sax Jenny, gonna win, aren't I? This year's theme, as we can all see, is balls. Balls and glitter. Oh my god, there's an epic sax guy in this. Get in. Zailkur says, Jenny of many arms. Well, no, I'd have to bring some of you on with me. Hey, let's all do the Moldova dance, though. Perhaps I should put a bunch of flowers round my microphone. Awesome. It is true, I did once sing the Fallout 3 manual. I was listening to that the other day, funnily enough. Actually, no, it was Fallout New Vegas. I sang part of the manual from Fallout New Vegas. I've also sung about a tractor, but I've never danced as well as that man. Whoa, 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 whoa. Yeah. Are they brides or are they going to a funeral? The hats say funeral. The rest of it says brides. In response to Timo, the songs do actually have to be performed live. There used to be a time when there'd be like a full orchestra, and now we just have a man pretending to play the saxophone. Which is a terrible shame. Standards have slipped. But then let's face it, it hit its peak at Katrina and the Waves. I hope you're all clapping your hands, because that's all he's asking you to do. Woo! I'm going to write an entry for Eurovision. I could do this. We'll just go, hey, 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 hey. Stomping brides. Excellent. Brilliant. Well, that whole thing was completely and utterly bizarre. Let's move on. Next entry in the Eurovision chaos this year is Hungary. I am also hungry. I think it's about time that we mentioned food. What have you got, people? What have you got? What food have you got? What are you watching? What are you eating? What are you watching? Watching Eurovision. What are you eating? I've got flaming hot Cheetos. There was one year where I'm sure all of these little videos about people were about food. I'm sure of it. Maybe that was just a dream that I had. I'll try to crunch away from the microphone because this is a new mic that picks up high tones too easily. You'll just be able to hear chewing. That is a lot of food. A lot of food. 2 cheeseburgers. No fries? No hash browns? Is there no fried potato product at all? Are the rest of you starving? Do you have no food? Speaking of food, here is a man playing a milk churn. And wailing. Looks like we're going to have a bit of traditional dancing as well. Thanks, Hungary. That's great. I'm really disturbed that some of you have come here without food. I mean, really? You're attending a Gameplay Jenny live stream and you have no food? There's even a whole range of emoticons here. Just called food. Let's have a few of them. I'm not sure he's raping. I'm not sure that's what you mean. If he is, this could be the most intriguing Eurovision ever. He's not very happy, this man, is he? They're not very happy. It's not in the spirit of Eurovision, this one. Although it has got the violinist, I suppose. That's something. Well, that was astonishingly depressing in every way. The question is, can the next act from Italy save it? Because Italians are a bit mental, aren't they? Oh, I'm very pleased to hear that there's some food going on. Jalapeno and cheese kidney bean chips. They sound amazing. I have once again tried to get my stream in line with yours, but I fear I'm fighting a losing battle. However, Italy is going to be including a gorilla. Fantastic. There are Italy's balls. This is a man meditating. Behind him there is a mandala. Unfortunately, I don't speak Italian, so I can't help you. But I think this guy might be a cult leader, you know? Just make sure you're not hypnotised at the end of this song. Oh, I think he might be swearing at you as well. Oh no, sorry, it's just one finger. It's fine, it's fine. Cool, it's all gone hands in the air like you just don't care, isn't it? Awesome. Wave your hands in the air, everybody. I'm waving mine. I actually am. If anybody looks in the window, I'm going to look like such a weirdo. I'm waving my hands and speaking into a microphone. And eating Cheetos. Ah, Outspan, of course. You're in Italy. Of course you are. He's looking for stories with a great finish. Is that a euphemism for something? To be honest, I'm really glad that I don't understand the lyrics to this because they are, well, worrying. Evolution stumps. What does that even mean? What does that mean? We could do more than a gorilla, you know. We could do more than a gorilla. We could have a gorilla and a tiger and an elephant and some Pokemon. We'd win straight away. Italy, incidentally, just as a little fact, don't always make the final. Perhaps that's not terribly surprising. Yeah, evolution might well have stumped on this one. Well, congratulations, Italy. That was absolutely and totally bizarre. In every way. It's now between the weirdness of this one and the weirdness of Moldova and the sax dude. Okay, next up then is Denmark. It would be really, really good if this was actually a decent song. Denmark are usually pretty good, actually. Promising much there. I'm interested to know how far behind I am now. I think my stream is pretty much live, but there's always going to be a lag between me chatting and streaming and you getting everything. Welcome, if you're new here, welcome to the GameplayJenny, can't even say my own name, GameplayJenny, mouthful of Cheetos, Eurovision live stream. Normally we do this on Twitter, but we thought we'd do it in a live chat this year because Twitter gets extremely confusing and you end up in a pile of people being replied to. The winner in this chat room so far is probably Epic Sax Guy. But you did like Belarus, you liars. We are also discussing having a GameplayJenny entry into the contest. So far it involves a violin, an Irish whistle, some Pokemon. Maybe we should bring a Danish blonde in as well. It's nice to hear that she's laying down her gun. Thank you for that. I'd like to know where you are if you've got a gun, actually. This is almost memorable. Although I must admit, I haven't actually heard what she's going to show. Is it love? I really hope it's love. I don't really want to see anything else. I think it is love. I think it's love she's talking about. Thank God for that. Some serious fireflies going on there. Nice bit of Britain's Got Talent fire going on in the background. Do you think they've nicked it? On the other channel, Britain's Got Talent's going, where's all our gold glitter stuff gone? I know where you are. You're there. You're on the stage singing. Well, thank you for that, Denmark. That's really good of you to tell you that you're here. That's tells that you're here. That's great. Thank you so much. That's going to be the biggest moment of that woman's life. Right, let's move on. Next up is Portugal. Portugal usually come up with some really good songs that nobody votes for. They are in the favourites tonight. I have absolutely no idea what the song sounds like, but I'm fairly certain it'll be in Portuguese. So we can all have a guess what the lyrics mean. "2010 Portugal, Andrew, was great. Really, really, really good. And it got nowhere. I still listen to it. Portugal's balls, then. Obligatory violins. Wave your lighters. In fact, don't do that. They're a fire risk. We haven't got insurance for that. This song appears to be from a Muppets movie, in Portuguese. Either that or it's about to break into Moon River, in Portuguese. There's a flag in the audience I don't recognise. But it looks like what they award. It's like the rainbow jersey in cycling. That's a little strange. I think it's time we went to bed, isn't it? Oh no, hang on a minute. We're only 8 acts in. What's going on? I'm really disappointed that you lot didn't find the sax icon, because I have found it. And I think it's about time that we saw some saxophones to wake ourselves up. Moon River, wider than a mile. This is going to win, isn't it? This is going to win. Never mind any of that dancing or saxing or whatevering. Or hey, 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 hey. Some Portuguese lyrics that you don't understand, but are sending you to sleep, are going to win. I'd like to say I didn't say this song would be good. I said that Portugal is generally good. I didn't say that this song would be good. Well, the audience seem to really love it. That is really quite odd. Hello to new people. Some new people have joined us. Welcome to the Eurovision live stream. Unfortunately, due to technological stuff, I'm slightly behind you, but I'm not as far behind you as I was at the start. That means that you could be telling me what's coming next. There's so much love in this chat room. It's an interesting comment by Outspan there, that some countries really don't want to win because it costs a fortune to host it. And if I remember rightly, I think Greece won it a couple of years running, and everybody got mad because they carried on hosting it when the country has no money. So, let's move on. We are moving on to Azerbaijan. I'm pretty certain they've won it in the last 5 years. But again, I'm not promising anything when I say this could be good, because it might not be. Azerbaijan's balls, however, are all over the screen, and this is the scary, scary woman that we saw at the start. You see, she just bothers me. She's like one of those lead singers from a mid-90s indie band who just scares the hell out of you. And she doesn't like you, by the way. Clearly she doesn't like you. That child is in so much trouble. I don't like the graffiti on the wall. I don't like the fact that we appear to be in a mental asylum, even though, actually, that would probably be the most apt metaphor for this contest, let's face it. Is this going to go into a blowout Evanescence-style chorus, do you think? It's got a chance, this. If you can get the goth vote. She is a bit pale, isn't she? Let's face it. She's talking about guns as well, for goodness sake. The thing is that she hasn't put her guns down, this woman. This woman's coming to get you with a gun right now, promise you. Horse is having a good time, though. Let's face it. I hope she's not having fantasies about horse, because Eurovision is hitting new lows. This is going to get some votes, for sure. I'm absolutely certain of it. It's got just the right level of weirdness, just the right level of darkness. I fear perhaps not quite there. Not quite there. I'm thinking top 5, though. You reckon? Let's move on then. Next up is Croatia. Just closing the blinds there so they can go into the dark world of the Azerbaijan singer's entry. It's nice to see that this has the obligatory violins. And they're never a normal colour. There are only two ways to live your life, you know. I've been having a think about this. The other is... the one is for watching Jenny, and the other is watching Jenny all the time. All of it. Well, this is mental. Oh, good old Croatia. They've brought back the spirit of Eurovision here. His face, right? The bits of his face. It's like he's bought too big a face. It also sounds like Frozen. A woman in an earlier song, I believe it was Denmark, said that she was letting it go. He could join her. Once again, they've nicked the gold stuff from Britain's Got Talent. And some sunflowers. In fact, they've nicked all the sunflowers from the whole world. If this is your first Eurovision, you've been absolutely treated. Got off to a bit of a rocky start, but wowzers. Glitter, rainbows, fire, balls. It's all good. But yes, friends. We're all friends here as well. Thank you, Croatia. That was really extraordinary. Now for the country that really doesn't quite fit here. Because Australia has never actually been in Europe, ever. We invited them and they just won't go away. Does anybody else feel cheated? Guys, we've got to have sunflowers as well in our Eurovision entry. That's violin, saxophone, whistle, person dressed as horse, Pokemon, sunflowers with teeth. Chat room, what's your current winner, please? Because it sure as hell isn't Australia. We might talk amongst ourselves during this one. You see, It's Eurovision entries that don't come easy for Australia because they just ain't got it, have they? They're taking it far too seriously. Has anybody told this guy that he doesn't need to be any good? Love doesn't come cheap with this man. You have to buy him all the food. I'm really shocked that you lot are not making use of these emoticons, you know. There's an emoticon for every song. Look, I found the sunflowers. Socks don't come cheap, folks. Come on. He's gone into the whoa, 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 whoas now. Right, do you know what, Australia? I'm really hacked off because you've tried to take this seriously. Your song is one of those songs that sort of just repeats and repeats and repeats and repeats so it gets stuck in everybody's head. You're going to get votes, sympathy votes, because you're not in Europe. Go away. Seriously. They should have a wild card entry for, like, not a country. A made-up country like the Republic of Jennyland. This is just going around all of the entries. They do that, you know. They do that. People are always completely mental. They're mad. Please don't cut loose and express yourself however you wish. Please don't. Please don't. Don't expose yourself either, you lot. Please do not let it all hang out in the Eurovision chat room. Seriously, I don't want to have to ban you. Energy coming from the chat room. Energy from the chat room. Put your hands together. Anyway, let's move on. It's time for Greece, who will be praying they don't have to host it, so this will probably be rubbish, won't it? Be rubbish. The only grease I want in this chat room is the grease of crisps and fried potato products. Let's find some grease. I'll find you some grease. Here's some grease. Check out all this grease. That's a better kind of grease, that is. Not more stories. What is it with stories? Oh, well done for finding the bacon. Yep, go and get food. Food is important. You should all have food. Depending on the quality of the half-time act. Might go off and get some more food. You should all go and get food. And then tell us all about your food. This one's a bit sort of Euro house pop, innit? It's rubbish though. I think we have a Greek person in the house. Hello. Unless that's not actually Greek. If it's swear words, you're out. In fact, teach us some Greek swear words. No, don't. I tell you what, they need some more clothes, really, don't they? Really. Apparently this is love. Are you sure? Because I think somebody might have fed you a line about that. Yeah, love is not drowning. Not largely, anyway. Or having half-naked men dance around. Did you know what? Actually, now you come to mention it, you're quite close. Yeah, that was awful, but thanks anyway, Grace. That's great. You tried. Next up, though, is España. Now, the reason why there's a big five of Italy, France, Spain, Germany, and whoever the other one is because we give Eurovision loads of money, and if we didn't do that, this wouldn't take place. I want you to think about that long and hard, just for a little while. That's another thing to add to the list, Outspan, there for the Republic of Jennyland song. We need some men dancing around in a way reminiscent of chickens. First reggae entry tonight, I think this is. Oh, minus 10 points, Zach the Duck, for mentioning Brexit. Right, I'm not going to lie, Spain. This is bloody awful. Now would be a time to go and get some greasy food, if you don't already have it. I'm disappointed, Spain. I'm not angry, but I am disappointed. If you're not aware of the point system, I'll use this opportunity to tell you, because this song's bloody terrible. It used to be that you got 1 through 12, so you'd award one country 1 point, then the next one 2, and then 3, and then 4, and so on. And then, because there are so many countries, they had to remove 9 points and 11 points, I think. And also now, much to my chagrin, because I love it, they don't read out all of the awards, they just put it on the screen. But getting 12 points is a big thing. And getting no points at all is an even bigger thing. Having a stage that's now a screen is quite a big thing, isn't it? You could put anything under their feet. Never mind surfboards. A great big pit. That would be something. I'm just wondering what it is. Have I missed what it is that I need to do? Because was it eating cheese? Yeah! Thank you, Spain, for that diabolical attempt at something. Next up, however, is Norway. Norway are always a bit of a unknown quantity, actually. We have a Norwegian in the chat. Everybody supporting Norway just for 3 minutes. Grab the moment, eh? I'd rather grab, I don't know, a taco. Is that all right? Where do I get a mask like that? I want one. Crumbs, I've got no idea what emoji I'm going to use to represent this. Does it just say I'm going to put my nerves in a coffin? Really? I wanna kill as well, between you and me. Well, I'm rocking along slightly. Very slightly, but I am a little bit worried about the amount of killing going on. There's more killing in this song than in an episode of Morrowind, frankly. Apologies if you can hear banging, it's upstairs. I want to kill. Kill. This man has no control and wants to kill. He's been listening to the other entries. When he says I don't care about falling, do you think he means he doesn't care about going to prison? I think that's entirely possible. Anyway, you'll notice the little fencer that I put up there to represent Norway. Next up is, well, it's this. You'll have to forgive me if you can hear any banging or thumping going on. It is the upstairs neighbours. I think that... Well, I'm not sure, actually. I'm not quite sure what they're doing. It seems to involve dismantling the bedroom. The massive run-up to the UK entry is a bit worrying. Get on with it. Apologies, folks, I just wanted to kill my audio there because I don't know what's going on upstairs, but it's just blinking typical. I thought they'd gone away this weekend, but no. Hopefully you won't be able to hear it. Now, listen out for good production values on this. There is something about UK entries and it all just being pretty amazing. Let's have a little bet how many points this is going to get. That's brilliant, Overman. That's brilliant. Are we entering the contest next year? I think we are. I recognise this woman as well, actually. I do recognise her. It's quite possible that she was on one of the multitude of talent shows that this country has. Yep, flowing curtains, that's a check. Didn't a chap earlier say that he was running away as well, or something? Are we all running? This madness. I love Pete's quote there that Eurovision has always been quite political. That's quite an understatement. You think it'd be like the Specsavers advert where they run, but they run past each other. And they can't see each other because of all the gold sprinkles coming down. I'm having another idea here for the Republic of Jennyland entry. Right, that won't do as well as it should do. Let's move on. The one country that causes me problem with my graphics, Cyprus. There was a song called Gravity by the Ukraine, oddly enough, back in about 2013, I think. It will never be as good as that because she had a giant on stage. This guy is basically claiming he can be pretty much anything. Can you be my personal chef? It's good to see, though, that we're back to normal Eurovision crap. This makes the UK entry look positively fantastic. It's really nice of him letting me lean on him. That's great. Thank you so much for that. Outspan, in terms of hearing the songs again, they will repeat a little bit of it because they need to give you the number to vote. If you're watching the Eurovision YouTube stream, I'm not quite sure what they're going to do about the voting. Maybe they won't give you the information about it. I'm not sure. It's all gone a bit weird. Few people have just joined us. Hello, 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 hello. We're trying so hard to all synchronise our streams and we're not doing terribly well at it, but that's part of the Eurovision fun. Welcome. Do please tell us what your favourite entry has been, where you are, what you're eating, that kind of thing. We're particularly interested in what you're eating. I do like the fact that the stage keeps going white, just like the Cypriot flag that has caused me all the trouble with these graphics. I didn't even realise you couldn't see the word Eurovision. Somebody actually disliked this. They well, whatever. I don't care. It's a bit of fun so that we don't have to do it over Twitter. Timo, did you actually enjoy that? Are you crazy? Move on to my graphic here. My last graphic, I think. Is this it? Maybe it isn't, actually. No, maybe we've got a few more to go yet. Anyway, look, Romania. Rap meets yodeling. This sounds awful. I could do rap meets yodeling, I'm sure. That's the genre of our song, I think. Rap meets yodeling. This is actually worse than I could ever imagine. she can't even yodel in tune. My God, I wish we'd got this one out of the way first. Is riding a cannon a euphemism, do we think? Or metaphor? Is it gonna fire? That's the question. Holy moly, that was absolutely, truly terrible. And you know, the worst thing is that in the true tradition of Eurovision, it'll get loads of votes. Well, let's hope then that Germany can save us. I can't guarantee that they will do, though. My goodness me, do they come up with some crap. The opening to that sounded really familiar. Like the beginning of an 80s track or something. It's not the first time, you know, that Germany has kind of semi-ripped off a reasonably popular song of the moment, so it's entirely possible that that was totally deliberate. I don't know about anybody else, but I'm already wondering what the next song is. This is very definitely not what you call perfect. Right, well, that wasn't what you call a perfect song. That was absolutely dreadful. Tell it how it is. I think we should enter Choir of the Year, ladies and gentlemen. Now that's an idea, even better than a Eurovision entry. Choir of the Year. My God, there's going to be a European choir contest as well. We're doomed. Anyway, it's time for the home team. This has been a slick, technically perfect show as well when I reflect on it. By which I mean, might be doing it on Twitter again next year. People always vote for the host nation, always, because it's all, oh, thank you for having us. We've eaten all your food, so we better give you 12 points. This is going to get some votes, isn't it? This is going to get some votes. It's the only proper rocky song. I can't think of any good reason why that wouldn't get some votes. I really can't. In fact, I'm even tempted to call it here. I've got a feeling that Ukraine could well be right at the top here. Right, moving on then. It's Belgium. If this song isn't about chocolate, I feel ripped off. Well, I don't like it, but it's one of those songs that kind of feels like it might do alright. All the grumpy people can vote for her. It's got just a touch of Depeche Mode to this, weirdly. I hope you're clicking along with the music. That's what I'm doing. Well, Belgium are almost certainly just going to lose. Yes, I agree. Yes, you are going to lose it all. I'm so sorry about that. It's another Scandinavian country next. It's Sweden. Do we have any Swedish people in the house? Welcome to all the new people here. We are a little bit behind. In terms of sweepstakes, I would say that anybody's got a chance, frankly. The voting in these things is just weird. I can't go on. Sounds about right at this point in the contest, to be honest. Right, it's got a kind of swear word in it. It sounds kind of like music in the charts now. It's got a load of blokes and a man who wants to be James Bond. I fear the worst. It's all gone a bit Tron in the background, hasn't it? It's all about the clicking this year, isn't it? Clicky, clicky, clicky. I fear the worst. I think that Sweden might have this in the bag now. Interesting how their approach was completely different from everybody else. But they clearly know something that we don't. That bothers me a lot. So, here we go. Song 25 is Bulgaria. I don't know anything about Bulgaria, other than I think it's cheap. As in, cheap to buy stuff, not cheap in any other way. Seriously, he's 12. I'm really concerned about this, you know. Really, really young lad, ballad. It's the sort of thing that gets very, very far in the X Factor. Right, I'm seriously, seriously concerned about that entry. I mean it. I thought that one of the novelty acts had this sewn up to start with. And then there were one or two sort of reasonable songs, and then there's him. Great. Last but not least, at least I think it's last, bloody hell I hope it's last, is France. It's completely unpredictable, all of this, you know. Anybody could win. Is it going to be the big rock song? Is it going to be the crazy novelty song? Is it going to be epic sax guy? Nobody knows. France are usually a bit rubbish. Start as you mean to go on. It would actually be hilarious if Australia won, because everybody would have to cart all their stuff over to Australia. 42 countries worth of stuff. I think somebody may have broken the TARDIS. I haven't even got anything to say about this. It's terrible. Good God, France, what were you thinking? Just because it's in French doesn't mean it's going to win. World Vision Song Contest. Let's have the World Vision Song Contest. That would do it. Well, thank God that's over, eh? Woof. Let's get rid of France off here for a start. Right, now that the songs are over and all the rest of it, I'm very tempted to kill talking to you and just chat with you in the chat room because I've got no other video stuff to do. Would that be okay? Would you prefer that? It might just be easier.